Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video, we are going to be doing a little bit of self-reflection. So I got a notification last week that it was my 10th year on YouTube, my 10th anniversary, which to me sounds absurd because it just seems like time has flown by. It doesn't feel like 10 years. And so I went back into my video content and I did see that when I started to post consistently, it was in 2020. So really and truly, I feel like it's been 5 years that I've been on YouTube. I originally started my channel, it was because my dad had passed and I just felt lonely. I was a very extroverted person and always on the go, always meeting up with friends, and I just sort of withdrew, and YouTube just became a way of me to connect with people that didn't know my situation. I just didn't like people saying, "Oh, I'm so sorry, you lost your dad," and bringing up memories. And so I just thought, people on YouTube don't know me. They don't know why I'm here. I can just talk to people and connect with people. And it's been a really lovely journey. For the most part, I mean, there's always going to be those haters out there, but you know, it's easy. I just block them. So I am excited to sort of talk through the last 10 years on YouTube, but mostly focus on the handbags that I have accumulated. So I was going through my past videos and through my, handbag collections, and I don't always show every handbag there, but when I began to tally everything up, I think over the 10 years, it's about 70 handbags, which is ludicrous. Really, how is one going to use 70 handbags? It doesn't make any sense. And since then, I've sold a large number of them. Well, not a large number. I've sold maybe 12 handbags, but I've given a lot away. And I'm also giving them away for different fundraisers at school and work and things like that. So let's just talk about this journey because I feel like I've learned a lot, and I'm sure I'm still going to make mistakes in the future, but let's just go through it. So top handbags that I would say that I love and that I use, you probably already know this, but my Loewe puzzle bag. I feel like this is the workhorse. If I don't know what handbag to use, this one will always be one that I just gravitate towards. So it is actually not stuffed right now. Here we go. When I'm not using my puzzle, I always keep it stuffed. And I really think that that's helped to maintain its shape. And I feel like mine is still in really great condition. I've had this now 6 years, I want to say, but I bought it before it became fairly popular. Now this is one of Loewe's really classic silhouettes, but I love this handbag. I can't believe the price point of it now because it's so expensive, but at the time I had bought this from Mattress Fashion for just over $2,000, I believe, and that time it was my most expensive handbag that I ever purchased. I know that they've released so many different versions of the puzzle bag, and there's that new beautiful soft slouchy leather, which I love and would just love to add another one like the red one to my collection, but the price point I believe currently is around $6,000 Canadian. And I just have too many things going on in my life right now, and I don't think I think I'd become physically unwell if I spent that much money on a handbag. I definitely could sell some more and then afford it, but at this point in my life, I'm very content and happy with this current puzzle bag, and like I said, she's just aged so beautifully. And the next one I'd say, which is going to seem like a really basic handbag probably to a lot of people, and some people think, I've had people tell me it looks like a trash bag, but I love the Goyard St. Louis. It's a workhorse. Again, this is a handbag that I've traveled with. This is a handbag that I use for work on the daily. It's just so good. And I was a bit worried when I originally bought it because so many reviews said that the straps would crack, that there'd be so much wear on the corners. But again, I think this handbag might be about 6 years too old, or 5 years, but it's just aged really nicely. I've taken decently good care of it. There's a couple stains on the inside, but I've carried so much in here. Laptops, like I said, I've used it for work, and none of the leather has cracked. There's not significant wear on the straps, so I would highly recommend it. I know it's just canvas, but for me, being in Vancouver where it rains all the time, this has been amazing. The water just beads right off it. I know that a lot of people like the Neverfull. I think I've always said this, but the Neverfull for me is just too oversaturated here in Vancouver. I feel like you walk down the street and you'll probably see 4 Neverfulls. Whereas now I'd say you're seeing these a bit more. But when I first originally bought these, barely saw anyone wearing these around Vancouver. So highly recommend the Goyard. However, there are so many great alternatives to the Goyard St. Louis tote, one of them being any of the Longchamp low pliage totes. This is from the Energy line. If you're familiar with my channel, then you know I think I have around 8 Longchamp pieces now. Love them. I just have 2 of the totes here, but I also have the green one. I also have the burgundy one, and do I have more of these totes? I think I might just have 4 of these, and then I have the smaller versions too of the backpack. But I love these totes. They are such a great price point. Very similar. They have leather straps, can carry so much. These ones are a little bit better, I'd say, because they have a zipper. I don't really use the zipper, but if you like that added security, then it's definitely there. I think that these are just such great options, and I know that Longchamp's becoming really popular right now. I mean, they've been popular forever, but I think they're really having a moment, and I'm here for it. I would highly recommend Longchamp. And I hate to show this little cutie, but I always have to. It's the Energy pouch. Love it. I do also have the cosmetic pouches from Longchamp. They're so cute as well. But if you can get your hands on one of these pre-loved, highly, highly recommend it. Like I said, Longchamp is just such an amazing heritage handbag brand. And I do want to branch out and look at their leather options as well when it comes to handbags. I know the Rousseau is just, every time I see it when I go into Holt Renfrew, I'm like, oh my goodness, should I buy it? Should I buy it? And I just think, I have so many handbags. I should probably just wait. Looking at the handbags that I just showed you, I think one of the biggest takeaways, even looking at my collection right now, is that I like black handbags. I am a creature of habit. I will always gravitate toward a black handbag. Try to branch out and deviate and try colors, and they didn't work, except for one thing, my Bottega mini loop bag in the Bottega green. I love that. I love it. I do have some Longchamp ones too. Like I branched out with color there, but who was I when I bought this? Did you even know I have this in my collection? Probably not, because I never show it. But this is by the brand By Far. I can't even remember why I got this. There was an influencer that showed it. She had the orange one. I saw the blue and I thought I could maybe use it. No. I'm just not a person that wears color. The same thing happened with this. First of all, I can't afford an Hermes handbag. I can be completely honest with you. Like, I would never buy one. It's just not my look. It's just not in my price point, but I fell under the hype and people are like, oh, get this. This is the Bridebach, I believe. It's a cosmetic pouch. And I was like, oh, just wear it as a little bag. Why? Why did I do this? I don't know. I mean, I think now I just have it because I'm always like, I'll use it when I travel. Honestly, I'll use it when I travel because there's no point in me having this. I should actually sell it. Oh, I have a loonie in there. If you didn't know, Canadians, we have coins for our dollars. Whenever I tell my American friends that, they always think it's wild. They also think it's crazy that we have dollars that are like colored. The bills are colored. They're not all the same, but I digress. Why did I buy this? I don't know. In an orange. I don't know. But like I said, I realize I'm just a person that likes black handbags, and that's okay. But it took me a little bit longer to learn. If I don't wear black, then very neutral colors. Like this one I just bought, a pre-loved version, which kind of goes into my next thing that I've learned about myself in these 10 years is I'll probably go the pre-loved route more so in the future. So I just showed this. This is the Balenciaga B4 zip around tote. So cute, and I got her for a really good deal. Pretty good condition as well. There is that crease on the front, although I did see some people share some hacks on how to get rid of this. They use a steamer and they cover it up. So I'm going to try that, and I'm going to see if that gets rid of that crease in the front. But I think I'm going to go the pre-loved route. I mean, I got this one from Louis Vuitton. I have 4 pieces now from Louis Vuitton that are all pre-loved. And this one here, which is the Pochette S Espoir, I got this for $200. pre-loved, and she's in pretty good condition even after how much I've used her. I used her as a catch-all for a really long time. I think the pre-loved route is the way to go. Whereas moving on to this, which, oh gosh, every time I look at this, it pains my heart a little bit. My mom did say that she would use this, so this might actually go to my mom. But the Speedy, again, probably always going to be one of my biggest regrets that I bought, but everyone on YouTube was showing it, and I still got it, even though the two handles didn't match. And, like, what? I didn't notice it until I got home, because in the store light, you can't really see things. And when I got home in natural light, I was like, why is the front handle not as dark as the back handle? And I tried a whole bunch of different things. I tried to cover this one with a scarf and then let this one sit out in the sun. I tried conditioning it, but it just never matched up. And I think that will always be a little pet peeve of mine. I've seen so many forums on Reddit where there's other people that have experienced the same thing, but this was a lesson learned that I just don't need to get everything that everybody's talking about. At the time, so many people were showing this Speedy Bee, and it was harder to find. I remember when I got this one, this was actually the last one in Vancouver at the moment when I got it, and I fell under the hype, even though I know that I don't really like structured handbags, even though in my heart I knew I didn't really like the monogram. I didn't really like the look of it even. And I still got it because I fell under that hype. And I think that's one of the biggest lessons I've learned, is that so many content creators on here are always showing different things. And I know I am guilty of that too. And I always wonder, like, how do they afford these handbags? Every week there's a new haul and there's something from Chanel or from Louis Vuitton. And I thought maybe that could be me, but I don't want that to be me. There's just more important things in life. And I think it took me some time, which sounds weird because it seems like common sense, but it took me some time to realize that I have to stop comparing myself to others and trying to strive to be like them, when in reality I don't want to be like them. I don't want to be caught up in overconsumption. I think it's just being true and authentic and realizing, to live within my means. And the majority of my subscribers and my followers, I think, are very similar in this mindset to me. In what to spend money on and what to save money on and what's worth it. I think one of the other important lessons I've learned being on YouTube is to say no, which I need to apply more into my regular life, but to say no to brands. At the very beginning, I was saying yes, yes, because I was so excited. I remember when Polen reached out to me, I jumped on it, and I did a glowing review on the handbags, which I believe I've now taken down, because after using them for about a couple of weeks, I realized the quality was not there. I've shown this many times, but this is by Polen. So I received 2 handbags from them. I have the original email still too, but this is the Kaba. And so many people are like, that's fake, that's not the Cyme. I think that's what it's called, C-Y-M-E, but this was the original. You can look it up. There's blog posts on it because other people got this too. They discontinued it, but see how these scratches on the leather? This is from 2 weeks, and I've never experienced this. I'm pretty good with my handbags. You can see it's weird. It's almost like the leather itself it was beginning to like flake off. So, and you can also see how it's misshapen. So I understand why they discontinued this. Like, look at the seams and how they're different. Another handbag brand that reached out to me, Burakami, and I had seen so many different content creators review their handbag brand. They had reached out to me in the past and I had said no to them. Actually, I never answered. And then a lot of my followers were like, why don't you try Burakami, because they are Asian owned and we've heard good things about them. So I said yes, and I ended up not liking the handbag that they sent me. They were just not happy that I didn't give them a positive glowing review, but I gave them my honest review. And I know it can be tempting when it's a paid collaboration and you want to make that extra money and you think, wow, there's cool free stuff. But if you're not being authentic, then what that's not worth anything You know what I mean? That's me having to fake liking something is not worth any amount of money. It has been 10 years on YouTube and I've met so many amazing people. Like for example, Antonia, Hello Harley here on YouTube. She is so amazing, and if it weren't for YouTube, I wouldn't have met her, and I love her so dearly. So I've met so many great people on here and I've talked to so many people, and just, I think during one of the worst times in my life, being able to connect with people really helped me through that difficult time. So I want to do a small giveaway, and I want to give away a couple of items that I love. So the first one is going to be this little cutie, which I showed a couple of weeks ago, and then the week after I got that, I had been on YouTube for 10 years, and I was like, oh my goodness. So I'm just gonna buy myself a new one, but this is the little cute Longchamp cosmetic pouch, or they just call it the pouch now. I have this in the brown color, which when I saw that I'd been on YouTube for 10 years, I was like, oh, maybe I'll give away the brown one since I don't use it. And I was like, no, why am I gonna give away something new? So I'm gonna give you this new one that I got from Holt Renfrew, and then I'll buy my own after I ship this out, and then we can be twins. But also got this from Sage. This is the Rescue Me kit. A couple of videos ago, actually I think it might have been, was it the same video? No, it was in my haul. I had showed that I had picked up this kit, but it came in a little cloth pouch. Now it comes in this cute little metal tin that looks like a little first aid kit, but I love Sage, and so I was so happy when they brought this out, and I wanted to be able to gift it to one of you. So it has the anti-ouch, the Arnica Bump and Bruise Balm. So if you get any sort of bruise or a cut or anything, this is really great. This is the anti-itch. I know that we're going into the cooler months, and I know that the skin gets dry, so this is really amazing. I keep actually all three of these in my handbag. And then this one is the Peppermint Halo, which is honestly a lifesaver for me as someone that suffers from migraines as well as vertigo. I mean, it's kind of with a green theme. I didn't realize it, but it is kind of a green theme. And then the last thing, I got a new Topicals Slick Solve. My favorite lip balm. I have two of these. I know they just released a kit on Sephora that has 3 colors, but I just thought that the OG mint one is my favorite. If you left me a comment down below, you'll automatically be entered into it. I do ask that you do subscribe to me, but if you don't want to, then that's also okay. Allow a week from the time this video is posted for people to enter the giveaway, and then I will use that random generator that I always use, and it will just pick out a winner for me. So good luck to everybody, and again, thank you so much for the support and just all the great comments and this great community that we built here on YouTube. I truly appreciate every single one of you, and I love that you take the time out to watch little old me every Saturday. I honestly, I really appreciate it, and I can't wait for years to come and for us to grow as a YouTube community. So I will see you in my next video. Bye.